The votes are in for your fan-requested Friday video. This is a 6-way comparison. Tough one to set up, but you guys were worth it. You guys voted for Brandon Curry, Steve Kuclo, Brett Wilkin, Regan Grimes, William Bonac, and Samson Dauda. Conspicuous, not inconspicuous, but just conspicuous by their absence, are these two dudes. I mean, these guys could be 1 and 2. I'm telling you right now, big Akeem Williams. What a big stud. And Nathan Diasha, as you guys obviously know, one of, if not my favorite, of the current competitors. But hey, not just being biased, the guy is unbelievable. And without a doubt, in my opinion, he'll be in that top 6. But that's not the way you guys voted. So, I gotta give you guys what you want. How am I gonna do this? Well, I set it up like this, and it just looked, I don't know, terrible. Gives you a headache looking up and down, so I figured I would do it like this. I wanted all the guys on the screen at once. Now, I've done these before, and I've had maybe up to 4 guys on the screen. I want them all on the screen at once to give them all a fair shake on this one, because obviously the judges will separate the top 2, top 3. Sometimes they're not going to have a top 6, but I like to actually judge the top 6. Who stands out? Who stands out to you guys? This is a tough one. Obviously, upper body, in my opinion, Brandon Curry is the clear winner. Look at those arms. Look at the V-taper. Fantastic. But judging by the wheels, I don't know. Brett Wilkin seems to get lost in this big pack, does he not? And the same could be said about Bonac, but take a good look at Bonac, guys. He is full of rich, thick, 3-dimensional muscle and just round muscle all over the place. So I would actually place him on the upper side of this one. Steve Kuclo has a lot of mass, a lot of conditioned mass, and he's got better arms than Grimes and Samson Dauda. I like Dauda maybe even a little bit more than Grimes here. Hard to say between them two. I think it's the arms. But like I said, Wilkin in last place here, and might be giving a gift to Curry because of his tremendous upper body, because those legs nowhere near what Steve Kuclo brings to this one. Kuclo is good in a lineup. Aesthetics kind of go out the window in this type of situation. Go to the next pose, and like all of these matchups, I will have to go review all my poses and review my decisions on this. Again, upper body, I gotta say, Brandon Curry may be the best in this one, if not for the newcomer, Regan Grimes. Well, not newcomer, you know what I'm saying. New to the top 3 situations. Looks awesome in this pose. It was the maybe the weak biceps holding him back from that front double. It is a front double bicep pose after all. This is a front lat spread. Brett Wilkin has those awesome lats. Pretty darn good, if you ask me. Not bad at all. Smaller, more narrow clavicle. Definitely noticed that. Wow. Samson Dauda, he looks good. Structurally speaking, him and Regan, the best in this one. Of course, Steve Kuclo might not be the best in the upper body, but overall, look at the condition of him and his calves. IFBB judges don't look at the calves, but here at Marks Max Muscle, we surely do. I don't think Brandon Curry is winning this one. I assumed he would, but I like Regan's upper body. Maybe the best. He might be winning this shot. Like I said, I'll have to review it. Don't know where to put Bonac. Turn to the side. And again, don't know where to put Bonac. Just full of muscle separation. Kind of the first one that I look at here. Bonac. So the judges might look at that situation as well. Curry doesn't have that separation, but he is full of hard, grainy, vascular type muscle. Here's where a Regan Grimes and even a Samson Dauda kind of getting bullied around a little bit. I don't know. With all due respect. Very difficult to judge these lineups. Steve Kuclo, once again, he looks good. Brett Wilkin is a standout in this shot as well. He looked good in that front lat spread as well. Overall, though, Curry has maybe the best package in this one. And yes, you do. I said you don't really look at the aesthetics at all, but you do, I guess, when it's very close. And it is. This matchup is going to be very interesting. In IFBB order, we will go to the first of the two back shots, rear double bicep. And I am pretty much at a loss for words when it comes to Brandon Curry. I thought he was going to be the easy, clear winner in this matchup, but stick him in this lineup with these young, hungry lions, and I don't know, he's not a standout winner to me. Not so far. I mean, the newcomer, Brett Wilkins. Hey, if you think I mispronounced his name, it's Brett Wilkin. But earlier on, you may have noticed, I said Regan Grimes. So I took that S from Grimes, and I gave it to Brett Wilkin. But either way, enough of that foolishness. Steve Kuclo, maybe a little too smooth from behind, as well as Samson Dauda, with all due respect. But these back shots, you really got to focus on that conditioning. And as separated as those hamstrings are for Regan Grimes, he might not be the best conditioned guy out there either. And Wilkin, he's doing battle as far as conditioning is concerned with Bonac and Curry. Curry doesn't have that type of glute setup, I guess you could say, for the lack of a better term, that Bonac has. But Curry has a dry vascular type back. Oh man, what a tough decision. I do not envy the judges, but like I said, the win definitely not going to the least conditioned guys in the back shots. Go to the rear lat spread. I like Regan Grimes' back. It's the glutes. If he gets those glutes a little bit drier, more separated, with those pipes of hamstrings. Look at that. Clearly beating Samson, in my opinion, and beating Kuclo. Now, is he beating Wilkin? Yeah, I think he is. I think his back's enough. But is he beating Bonac? No. Bonac, I think, is beating Curry. Look at Curry's upper back. I mean, he doesn't have those lat insertions that either of the other two guys have, but look at the upper back. Look at how thick and wide that is. Tough decision. If you're looking at the calves, Steve Kuclo is the winner, and obviously he's not, because I don't think he has the close to having enough condition or back development. But Bonac has good calves, and he has a good back development. Go to the side tricep. Could you imagine how hard it would be for the real judges? Just so difficult. Samson Dauda getting ripped off in both of the side shots. I like to go full body if you can, especially for these lineups. And this is the Romania Muscle Fest. Prague Pro, definitely a better version. Winning version for him. And Regan Grimes didn't really go into the versions that much. This is Prague Pro for him as well. He lost to Samson. Wow, what a tough one. To me, and this might surprise you guys, to me, Steve Kuclo so far has been a standout. As far as Curry, obviously he's going to be placed in the top of the pack. He looks like maybe a bigger, better version of Brett Wilkin. And that's no knock on Brett Wilkin. Hey, he looks darn good in this shot. So does Curry. Obviously, like I said, Samson getting ripped off, and Regan maybe not the best in this shot either. But I wager to say Brandon Curry probably gets another win here. Man, oh man. Wilkin right there, up beside him, and I don't know if Curry is bigger than Wilkin. His tricep is. Plus, Wilkin's putting on some beef, but that's not what this video is about. For sure, we're using these versions. Go to the abs and thigh. And I'm sure most of you have a good grasp of who you are going to pick, at least using these versions, at least using this setup. Obviously, the angles, all different. The lighting's going to be all different, except for Samson and Regan. Same. But you know what I'm saying, guys. But it's still interesting to set it up and see where you place it. Regan Grimes, I gotta say, this has been a couple of shots where he might be a standout winner. Couple of guys here falling last, in my opinion. Obviously, I'm going to say Bonac. Even though his conditioning is awesome, his quad looks tremendous. So, if judged just looking at that, sure, he looks good in this lineup. I wager to say this is not a very good pitcher of Brandon Curry, but hey, you can't play favorites with pitchers either. I went through several of them, and this is the best one that I could find. He looks good. I don't think he's the winner in this shot, but you don't have to be the winner in a lot of the shots. You just have to place really high in a lot of the shots, and that's what a lineup is all about. That's what makes it differ from a one-on-one. Steve Kuclo, I don't think his tremendous conditioning is going to get him a win in this abs and thigh due to lack of ab separation. Hey, when they're out in a lineup flexing those abs, you're going to look at the Regan Grimes. You're going to look at guys with more ab separation. Not that impressed with Brett Wilkin in this shot, to be honest. Or Samson Dauda. I mean, he looks decent, but not the winner. Not the winner. Go to the most muscular. This one wore me out, guys. This is a tremendous strain on the brain. And obviously, there's not going to be one person in the universe that's going to agree with all of my decisions. In fact, anytime I watch another YouTuber, and I'm not going to use any names, because it's even guys that I agree with most of the time, anytime you see a top 6 or 5 or 6 in a lineup, 8 poses, there's going to be a few calls that you just shake your head and think, what are they thinking? And I'm sure I made a few in this one. Abs. I'm looking at the abs for some reason. Bonac, he looks good all the other areas in the physique, but those abs holding him back from a win, and I think the same could be said about Steve Kuclo. Kuclo, not the best. I like Grimes in this shot. Looks awesome. But Samson Dauda, here at the Prague Pro, he might even be getting a victory. It's going to be between Curry, who looks awesome. Of course, the more I look at Kuclo, he's huge and he's conditioned, so the judges probably will consider that as well. And Grimes, Samson Dauda, I mean, look for them guys. That's 4 guys. I mean, who's the winner between them all? Curry is definitely going to get an edge as far as politics are concerned, obviously. The most muscular, I might go with Samson Dauda, Looks pretty good, but who would be second? I mean, it's toss-up. This whole match was a toss-up for sure, and the hardest part has yet to come. Me telling you guys where I have these dudes placed, but without further ado, in 6th place, Samson Dauda. With all due respect to this gentleman, but I mean, come on, 6 of the best bodybuilders in the world. And like I said earlier, there is a couple of other gentlemen on the list that will probably squeak into that top 6, but you never know. Hey, Samson Dauda proved me wrong. I hope he does. In 5th place, and I was surprised at this, William Bonac. Very interesting. And I have to, tell you guys how I had it. I'm not going to change my decision on certain poses just because of politics, but food for thought. Politics do take place, so I'm sure William Bonac will get a little bit of a higher place than 5th. Could be. In 4th place, I have Steve Kuclo, but, and this is a huge buttocks, Steve Kuclo and the next gentleman were in exact tie. So in 3rd place, without further ado, is Regan Grimes. And the reason why I placed Regan Grimes ahead of Steve Kuclo, even though it was a tie, is because I did a one-on-one matchup, and I didn't place that much of my, heart and soul into it, but I put Regan Grimes slipping in ahead. But I don't know, guys, in a lineup, kind of more impressed with Kuclo, I have to be honest, but I'm not going to, go over my decision that I made just a couple of days ago. So, yeah, Regan Grimes fetches 3rd at the Arnold Classic, minus a couple of big names. Keep that in mind. In 2nd place, this may shock you, Brett Wilkin. Can Brett Wilkin pretty much do what Nick Walker did? Go in and beat everybody besides Brandon Curry. Obviously, he's the winner. He's the only name I didn't mention. And he was the only guy One of the bigger names that didn't compete last year. Obviously, Bonac did not enter. But can Brett Wilkin make a huge splash and place second at the Arnold Classic? I gotta say, his chances are good. He wasn't the winner. He was far from the winner in several shots, but he placed very high in all of the other ones. So that's what you have to do. You slip in a win. And here is your winner. After a couple of shots, I was a little worried about Curry winning this one. But really, guys, he's so good. He's so all around. He's far from losing any of the shots. And even if you're placing pretty high in every one without losing, like Bonac, I mean, he's really good in a lot of shots, but it's those couple of ones that in lineups, it really does hurt him. Anyway, guys, that was a difficult one to set up. I'm sure you guys will appreciate it. And yeah, I understand these lineups tick a lot of people off. Hey, I apologize, but it is what it is. You can't do these six-way matches without ticking a couple of people off. I love you guys anyway. Hit thumbs up on the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm looking for that 100,000 subscriber mark. Oh man, I'll do a backflip off my roof. Well, maybe. My wife doesn't let me do stuff like that, but we'll see. Have a great day.